ప్రేమ స్వరూపులారా, విద్యార్థులారా, ఐ.
Greetings, Sai Scoopers. You've tuned in to your weekly booster. Your mission, should you choose to accept, is to scoop deep into your heart and reconnect. Welcome to InSAIde Scoop, a podcast that brings you practical servings of Swami's sweetest teachings. Hi everyone, I'm Neera and I'll be your host for the rest of this season. Joining me today are two fellow Sai Scoopers.
Hi everyone, I'm Seisha.
Hi everyone, my name is Pia.
Welcome, lovely ladies. So, to satisfy my dessert cravings, I want you guys to tell me, if you could be an ice cream flavor, what would you be? I think I'm definitely raspberry ripple.
Ooh. I think if I were an ice cream flavor, I'd have to be cotton candy.
Yummy.
You know, Seisha, I think that is such a befitting flavor for you. Absolutely cotton candy. I think if I were an ice cream flavor, I would be very, very strawberry. So
Yeah, that's so you, Pia.
Yeah, well, it is me. Okay, so ladies, here we are at our very first episode. The three of us are part of the content creation team. And to kickstart the discussions, I'm going to ask Neera, since she is the brains behind this production. Neera, why did you decide to start this podcast?
Honestly, Pia, the pandemic got me thinking how challenging it's become to navigate life. And I kept asking myself, what would Swami tell us if he was physically present right now? And I remembered how Swami described Mirabai's life. From the outside, it appeared as if she lived such a cursed, painful life, being abused, mocked, and even poisoned by her husband. But personally, she felt nothing but just overflowing joy and bliss. And I think she was only able to achieve that because she knew who she really was, a divine spark. So I think if Swami were here, he would tell us to use this time to scoop inside and discover who we really are. So that even if the experience is so difficult, the experiencer is always at ease. Does that make sense? Because I can feel you guys rolling your eyes at me right now.
No, I'm definitely not rolling my eyes. I think right now my eyes look like those heart-shaped eyes in that emoji that we constantly use on WhatsApp. But I think this is such a wonderful idea that you've started this podcast, Neera, especially during this pandemic where we are all locked down and the best place for us to go is inwards, really. But I'm curious to understand, why did you decide to start this podcast now?
Because I think now more than ever, we've got so many burning questions that we're just not pursuing long or deep enough. But our compassionate Swami has the answer to everything, which is why on InSAIde Scoop, we interview a different Sai youth every Friday to answer some seriously controversial but critical questions to our journey of self-discovery.
Awesome. As you're saying the name InSAIde Scoop, it's reminding me of this wonderful story that Swami's boys had shared with us. So once Swami had been distributing ice cream to the students, and the students were nicely enjoying the ice cream, and Swami then called one boy and he said, "Do you know, God is like ice cream. Just like how this ice cream is white, similarly, God is as pure as the whiteness of this ice cream." And then he says, "God is so sweet like this ice cream. Just like how you are enjoying the sweetness of your ice cream, similarly, that is the sweetness of the Lord's name. When you chant the Lord's name, you will just experience this immense bliss." And finally, Swami says, this ice cream is called joy ice cream. And that is exactly what God gives to all of us. Supreme, unending joy. And I think, Neera, just listening to InSAIde Scoop and what this podcast is going to offer us, I think the listeners and us also on the content creation team, we are just going to be filled with supreme, unending joy.
I love that
Wow.
anecdote. Thank you for sharing, Pia.
No, well, I'm so happy to be on this team and be working on this project with you. My next question to you, Neera, is how long will each episode last?
So we want to keep things short and sweet. So each episode will be about 15 to 20 minutes because scooping InSAIde doesn't have to be a time-consuming process.
Absolutely. Succinct, pithy.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Will there be summaries at the end of each episode?
As a matter of fact, yes, because for the benefit of people like me who suffer from borderline amnesia, every episode ends with a 1-minute summary called Prasadam Pills that you can just enjoy throughout the week.
I love this name, Prasadam Pills. Awesome job on branding and marketing. Okay, are the speakers pre-planned or is the audience allowed to nominate a speaker?
So every episode will include a survey link where our listeners can give feedback and also recommend speakers of their choice.
Awesome, Neera. I love how you've kept this podcast so interactive and you're allowing the listeners to also participate alongside. Okay, so I will now turn to Sesha. Sesha, can you tell us what kind of topics will we be covering?
So, Pia, we have a fantastic lineup of topics, and some of the topics that we'll be covering this season, or as we'd like to call them, our signature ice cream flavors, are the classic vanilla, Why Isn't Swami Appearing in My Dreams?, where we explore the various ways in which Swami communicates with his devotees. Then there's dark chocolate fudge. How do I respond when Sai leaders prioritize politics over prema? Where we discuss why Sai leaders may choose to do so and the role of the youth in bringing prema back on track. Then there's Rocky Road. Am I in control of my life? Here we shall explore the concept of surrendering to Swami and how we can discover true peace. Finally, we have Raspberry Ripple. Are sexual desires unspiritual? So these are some of the topics we'll be covering. And to get you guys really excited about the people we're going to be having as speakers, we're going to play a game called Guess Who. This is a game where I'll describe one of the speakers and Pia and Neera have to try and guess who I'm describing. So the way in which you do so is by shouting Jai Sai Ram, and the person I pick will have to tell me their answer. Is that okay, guys?
Sounds fun.
All right, you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Ever ready.
Whoop, whoop. Okay, speaker number 1. So this person was once the National Teen Youth Coordinator.
Yes, I Ram Roshni Akka.
No, bro.
Jai Sara Mitran.
Yes. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So 1 point to Neera. Okay, that's speaker number 1, Mitrananne. Speaker number 2. This person is the current international deputy.
Yes, I Ram Roshni Akka.
Yes, fantastic.
Yeah, hold your horses. Let her finish the question. Jesus.
Okay, so 1-1. So we have Roshni Akka and Mitrananne. Those are our speakers so far. Next speaker. This person was once the Balvikas coordinator.
Yes, I Ram
Zini Shri.
Didn't even let me finish.
I said it
Okay,
first.
what?
I swear that was a tie.
Okay,
No, I'm pretty sure I said it first.
okay, fine. We shall give you each that point. Okay?
Thank you. Justice has been served.
2-2. Okay, next person. This person is the National Young Adult
Yes,
Special
I Ram
Project-
Prasadane.
No!
Vijay.
He's just like shooting all the possible speakers that could exist.
Exactly, and you're not letting
My
me
final
finish.
And you're
answer.
not letting our listeners listen to who these speakers are.
Yeah, come on. Okay, please let me finish the next one. Okay?
So excited.
Right.
We have an eager beaver in the house.
So that is now 3 points to Pia and 2 points to Neera. Okay, this next person is the current National Young Adult Coordinator.
Yes, I Ram Prasadane.
Yes! Wonderful. So those are our speakers. Just to reiterate, that they are Mitran, Roshni, Zini, Vijay, and Prasad. Such a fantastic lineup.
Wow. as you've heard, we have an amazing lineup of interviewees with different backgrounds and personalities coming on the show. So I truly hope our listeners are just excited as we are to get scooping. Thank you, Pia and Seisha, for kicking our teaser episode off so sweetly, and much gratitude to our listeners for tuning in. Until next Friday, happy scooping!